Welcome back to WTOL 11 Your Day. As I mentioned, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and not only do we have to help those in the midst of a problematic situation, but we need to be there for those who have survived abuse as well. Kathy Molt joins us from the Cocoon in Bowling Green with some of the services that you guys provide there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Kathy, we were just talking with Ohio Legal Help about a new service they have on their website and mobile devices to help people get civil orders. But you guys are the folks who are there when people are really in the midst of a dire situation.
Yes, so our primary mission is to make sure that survivors of domestic and sexual violence right here in the Wood County community have immediate 24/7 access to services, and that does include some legal help. And so we are excited about some of the new things that are coming out to be able to help survivors. But it's so much more than that. We really try to make sure that we are able to meet the wide variety of needs that survivors need.
Yeah, and obviously it's a lot because in many cases these survivors are starting over, from the beginning, and they need a lot of support and a lot of help. So let's talk a little bit about what you're seeing in the last 2 years with folks seeking help through the Cocoon.
Yeah, so we have definitely seen a rise in need of survivors in our community. Not only are we seeing more individuals reaching out and asking for assistance, but we're also hearing from survivors, as well as some of our other local partners, such as law enforcement and the court systems, that not only is the need greater for survivors in our community, but also the level of violence that is being reported continues to increase. And we're seeing more and more survivors experiencing more frequent abuse, and also abuse that's escalating in severity. And so just to put a little bit of that in context, last year we served 747 of survivors right here in the Wood County community who were accessing our services. And as of September 30th of this year, we've already assisted 662.
Wow. So obviously there's something going on in our communities that we really need to work on. Kathy, what are you guys are doing there at the Cocoon to help these survivors, but also maybe make sure that they're not back into a dangerous situation?
Yeah, I think the most critical thing that we are able to provide to survivors in our community is our 24/7 hotline. So we have advocates that are available 24/7 that allow a survivor at any time of day or night to be able to reach out and speak with our advocates and get the assistance that they need. For some survivors, that's just starting the process and having somebody who can talk to them about what their options are, begin to help think about safety plans or other things that they can put in place to help reduce their risk and the risk of their children, depending upon what their situation might be. But the needs can also include, accessing our emergency shelter. We can move individuals into our shelter 24/7. We can assist, like I said earlier, with things like legal advocacy, financial empowerment, connecting them to other resources that might help them. And so we really want to make sure that, the variety of things that we offer to survivors are going to be the things that are critical as they start thinking about the next steps in their journey.
So this month, as we mentioned, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So what are you guys doing throughout the course of this month to raise awareness?
Yeah, October is always a really exciting time for us. I say all the time, it's not like we don't talk about domestic violence the other 11 months out of the year, but October really gives us an opportunity not only to highlight the services that are available for survivors, but also to raise survivors' voices and really have an opportunity for the community to have some understanding about what it means to be a victim of domestic violence. So I'm really excited to report that we had 65 businesses in the Wood County community, which is a record number for us this year, agree to hang posters in their storefronts. And so we're encouraging people to look for those as they're out and about over the next week in Wood County. We have also had 3 local businesses here in Bowling Green who have put up survivor displays. So at H&R Block and also on the corner of Thurston and Wooster, we have silhouettes that were made by survivors depicting what it means and what it feels like to be a child in a home witnessing domestic violence. So those are very powerful, and we're hoping that people will go and check those out. And then we also have some survivor art that is hanging at Ace Hardware in downtown Bowling Green as well. And so it's just a great opportunity for people to stop by, get some information about the Cocoon, but also an opportunity to elevate survivors' voices and experiences.
Yeah, you mentioned that you have that hotline. So if there's a crisis hotline that folks can call 24/7. Tell me that phone number again.
It's 419-373-1730. And then if you select option 2, that'll immediately get you connected to one of our advocates.
Wonderful. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us this morning and everything you're doing in our community. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, take